Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of January 15, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Strategic strikes on infrastructure. The Russian armed forces initiated a group strike with high-precision weapons and attacked drones targeting critical gas and energy infrastructure facilities in Ukraine, which support the operation of Ukraine's military-industrial complex. All designated targets were successfully hit.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of January 15, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Colonel, let's start with the high-precision strikes reported this morning. What were the objectives and outcomes?
This morning, the Russian armed forces conducted a coordinated group strike using high-precision weapons and attacked drones. The targets were critical gas and energy infrastructure facilities that support Ukraine's military-industrial complex. I'm pleased to report that all designated targets were successfully hit, achieving the intended disruption of Ukraine's logistical and operational capabilities.
Let's move to the ground operations. Starting with the North Group of Forces, what progress has been made?
In the Kharkov direction, the North Group inflicted significant losses on Ukrainian motorized infantry brigades in Dergachi, Tsirkany, and Volchansk. The enemy lost 30 servicemen, 6 vehicles, and multiple artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made Paladin self-propelled artillery unit. Additionally, 2 ammunition depots were destroyed.
How about the West Group of Forces? Any advancements there?
The West Group improved its frontline positions and engaged Ukrainian mechanized, tank, and territorial defense brigades in settlements such as Dviregnia and Ivanovka. Over 460 Ukrainian servicemen were neutralized, alongside the destruction of armored vehicles, pickups, and NATO-supplied artillery. 2 ammunition depots and an advanced electronic warfare station were also destroyed.
How about the Southern Group of Forces?
The Southern Group secured advantageous lines and engaged Ukrainian mechanized, airmobile, and mountain assault brigades across multiple settlements in the Donetsk People's Republic. Ukrainian losses totaled 230 servicemen, a tank, and several armored vehicles. We also destroyed an ammunition depot, further hindering their operational capacity.
The Center Group of Forces appears to have had notable successes. Can you elaborate?
The Center Group achieved a major milestone by liberating the settlement of Ukrainka in the Donetsk People's Republic. They inflicted heavy losses on Ukrainian mechanized brigades, National Guard units, and even the Foreign Legion. In total, over 560 Ukrainian servicemen were neutralized, alongside the destruction of a German-made Leopard tank, armored vehicles, and artillery pieces.
Moving to the East Group of Forces, what advancements have they made?
The East Group continued advancing into Ukrainian defenses, defeating multiple brigades in settlements such as Konstantinopol and Novy Komar. The enemy suffered 200 casualties, along with the loss of a 155mm Bogdanov self-propelled artillery unit, among other assets.
Finally, what can you tell us about the Dnepr Group of Forces in the Zaporizhia region?
The Dnipro Group inflicted losses on Ukrainian forces in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, targeting mechanized and coastal defense brigades. Ukrainian forces lost 95 servicemen, 13 vehicles, and 2 artillery pieces. Their operational capacity in these regions has been significantly reduced.
Let's talk about aerial and tactical operations. What role has the air component played?
Our operational tactical aviation, strike drones, and artillery targeted concentrations of Ukrainian manpower and equipment in 137 areas, further degrading their capabilities. Air defense systems intercepted 2 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 10 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets, and 85 UAVs. This reflects the robustness of our integrated air defense strategy.
Let's shift to the Kursk region, a significant area in this operation. What's the latest there?
In the Kursk region, our forces defeated formations of tank, heavy mechanized, airborne assault, and territorial defense brigades across several settlements, including Viktorovka and Magnavka. 2 Ukrainian counterattacks were repelled. The enemy suffered over 220 casualties and the loss of tanks, armored combat vehicles, and artillery.
Can you summarize the cumulative losses for Ukrainian forces in this region? And what do today's developments mean?
Since the onset of operations in the Kursk region, Ukrainian forces have lost over 52,120 servicemen, 305 tanks, and 1,566 armored combat vehicles, among other critical military assets. These figures underscore the effectiveness of our sustained operations. Second, these advancements reflect the precision and coordination of our strategic efforts. By targeting Ukraine's military-industrial support infrastructure and neutralizing enemy forces on the ground, we're systematically degrading their operational capacity. Lastly, this ensures continued progress toward our objectives while securing long-term strategic advantages.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. Updates from the Gaza war indicate that a ceasefire and hostage deal is on the brink, raising hopes for a potential agreement. The Gaza Health Ministry has reported casualties, highlighting the impact of Israel's ongoing military operations in the territory. Fighting has intensified along the Lebanon-Syria border. This has led to confrontations with Israeli forces and local militias. Israel has carried out airstrikes in southern Lebanon, targeting Hezbollah positions, which has resulted in civilian casualties. These developments have sparked debates about the effectiveness of the current ceasefire. Israel has also advised Lebanese civilians against returning to certain southern villages.